I want to take a moment to show you how to make my favorite recipe for potato hash that I make with chorizo. The oil is getting hot, we are cooking it on medium high, but to be sure before we add the potatoes, let's add one, just to see. Now as you can see, the potato is starting to float around, supported by the bubbles underneath, and I will propose that when you make this recipe, you also use a non-stick pan. It will make it so much easier for you. So the potatoes, all we've done with these potatoes, we just cut them in small cubes. And the reason why we go with small cubes is because this way they cook a lot faster. And let them be on this side on medium high heat for about 3 minutes until they form a crust. As the potatoes are cooking, I want to start piling up the flavor. So here we go, first and foremost, with our thyme. Fresh thyme is fantastic. I like to sprinkle it on top of it. It brings out an enormous amount of flavors. And we have some red peppers that we dice very, very fine, 1/4-inch dice, the perfect. And some green peppers. Why? Red, green, if there was white peppers, it would be the perfect Italian flag. It is at this point that what I want to do is start to mix things up. And this is the reason why we're making this dish, chorizo. This is chorizo sausage that I have already browned, and I've also strained of the excess oil that was rendered during the cooking process. Why is this important? Why is the chorizo important at this point? The chorizo is the true character of this dish. Remember that the chorizo itself is loaded with an enormous amount of flavor. As we're mixing it together here with our potatoes and with our peppers, we are creating the base for what will be the hash. What is a hash? Hold on, before I tell you that, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. What is the difference between fried potato and a hash? Potato hash has a completely different character, not so much in the taste or the flavor of it itself, but it's in the way in which the potatoes are treated. Now, we cooked it on medium-high heat on both sides, and they crusted up pretty nicely. But what we're going to do now, we're going to add an ingredient that's going to open up the potatoes into a completely different new realm. Let me show you. Here we go. First with chives, because I want to continue to layer some of those flavors. The secret ingredient, broth, beef broth in this particular case, because we're cooking with chorizo sausage. Why am I doing this? There you are. As you see the broth coming to a boil, let's reduce this down to medium. These particular potatoes go with everything. They are ideal, but the texture that is brought as they are starting now to almost, how could you say, braise into the stock, as all the other ingredients are starting to exchange the flavors, this is the magic that brings out this unique flavoring of this potato hash. And we will continue cooking the potatoes until they're cooked all the way through and they're a little bit darker.